your opinion, your community. Fact TV, free speech protected.
Local news, politics, business, sports, arts, music. Mike and Marty on the feed. Mike and Marty. Mike and Marty.
Good morning, Bellows Falls and Keene, and welcome to the feed. It's Mike and Marty. Today we're here with Ashley Storrow from Main Street Arts. We're going to be talking about their programs and all the new stuff that's happening there. Pretty exciting. But first, Marty with local events.
So we're back to movies at the Opera House. Playing right now is The Wild Robot, which I've heard some.
It's good reviews, but I don't know
good.
exactly what it's about.
Me either. It's about a
I think
robot.
it's animated.
It's about a robot that connects with a animal community or something.
Oh.
So not sure. Don't quote me. That plays through the 22nd. The classic movie is Stalag 17. Am I saying Stalag? Am I saying that right?
You're saying Stalag
Yes,
correctly.
17.
Yes.
Is that the precursor to Hogan's Heroes?
Some people say that, but Stalag 17 was a lot more serious. It was more of a mystery. There was prisoners in the prisoner of war camp, but one guy is a traitor, and so they can't. He keeps turning in everybody when they're trying to escape, and then to figure out who the traitor is, and they think it's William Holden, and they're trying to prove it's him. But yeah,
Okay.
it's really a good plot, and it was originally a Broadway play before it was a movie.
See the information you get here.
A little known but
The
interesting
facts
fact.
you get on Fact. And the classic movie is sponsored by Brett. Oh, I'm going to have a tough time. Fessenden, and I apologize if I did not pronounce that right.
I forgot.
And Cindy Benner. Friday, the movie The Wild Robot will not be playing because they're doing a special movie. They're doing a Jay Craven film put on by Kingdom County Production called Lost Nation, which is actually about Ethan Allen and Lucy Price, and it's set in the Revolutionary War era. It is $15 a person, and it starts at 7 p.m. And then just giving you a preview of attractions to come is Friday, October 25th, Sweet Baby James, the premier James Taylor tribute band or person, I guess it's not really band, will be coming to the Opera House. Doors are at 6:30, shows at 7:30. Tickets are in the $25 to $35 range, and there are seats available. And I don't actually have images for these next two things, but Saturday the 26th, or I guess I didn't pull an image. Holidays is doing a pumpkin arrangement class. So how to do a nice fall arrangement in a pumpkin.
Great.
I thought at first it was like, well, how hard is it to arrange
Yeah, you
pumpkins?
got a pumpkin.
Got a pumpkin in a pumpkin. Not that hard, right? So if you're interested, they are asking people to RSVP. So you need to call them at 802-463-3331, and that class is at 11 a.m. And I just want to put a shout out because these classes do fill up quickly, but it is that time of the year again for Leslie's cooking classes to come back. So we've had John on before, and maybe we can get him on relatively soon to talk about what's different this year. He does have some different classes, and he has some classic favorites, one of which is Girls' Night Out, which was a huge hit last year. Highly recommend it. So if you want to go to any of Leslie's cooking classes, you can find the list of classes on their Facebook page. And then to sign up, you call 802-275-7809.
And one last local event is the annual House Awards it's going to be at the Rockingham Meeting House this Sunday on October 20th. Typically, Bellows Falls has awards for the Victorian houses in town, but this year it's going to be Victorian houses, the new town garage project, and then I think there's some businesses involved too. But they're going to do the awards themselves, and then they're also going to do a presentation on the preservation of the meeting house itself, and then they're going to have food and music. So something to do on a Sunday morning at 11 o'clock. Great time, great to see
Foliage and
fall foliage.
full
It's
bloom.
just about peak there now. It might
Yeah.
be just a little past, but it's just about peak.
Still pretty.
So Ashley, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good having you here.
Thanks for having me.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you ended up at Main Street Arts.
Oh, sure. Good question. Well, I am a musician. I'm a songwriter, and I'm part of a folk duo that we've toured around the country. And then with my husband, and then we had 2 kids, and can't do that anymore. So then you look for employment in the arts, right? And so I've worked as a music teacher, and I also have a background in social justice work and went to school for national training and studied the intersection between the arts and social change.
Wow, that's interesting. What was the name of the group? Just by
The Early Risers.
the Early Risers.
Yes.
That's a good-
Yeah. Now we're really early risers. We thought we were early risers before we had kids, but we didn't know.
With a 2-year-old, right? Is that?
Yeah, almost
Oh,
2-year-old.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work.
It is, but it's wonderful. It's
So
fun.
you came to Main Street Arts from
From Vermont Academy. That was
Okay.
I was a music teacher and a diversity, equity, inclusion director there.
Great.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
do you like Main Street Arts?
I love it. Yeah, it's really exciting for me because when I started around a year ago, it was kind of a blank slate a little bit, with so much rich history behind it, but there wasn't any programming going on.
Yeah.
So it was an opportunity to kind of think, what does the community need, and how can the arts help to further that? So we're slowly, it's a year in, starting to build the programming that we're hoping matches what people are looking for.
And looking at your very lengthy PDF of all of the things
Yes.
that you have, which is awesome, it seems very much like you're hearkening back to the roots of the Mary Hepburn days of
Yeah.
Main Street Arts. Was that the goal, or is that just happenstance? It's because it's what the
No,
community.
that was definitely a piece of the goal. I think that part of we've recreated our mission statement, and see if I can remember, but it's to enhance the personal and communal well-being through the arts. So the idea being that what we care about most is improving personal and community well-being. And the arts is kind of the mechanism for that, which I think is similar to what Mary Hepburn was doing.
I think so too, and I think at the time she was kind of on the cutting edge of how important it was before the resurgence of arts in Bells Falls that kind of brought about economic development. But I think that she was cutting edge on that idea that this is a place that arts brings people together,
Exactly.
and it doesn't just bring artists, but it brings the average
Yeah.
person together. And I think that's I would be interested in, you said you had the social justice aspect. Like how does that play into anything? Does that play into anything that you're like in your thinking of programming, or because
Absolutely.
it's an interesting connection that a lot of people don't get.
Yeah, and it's funny, language, social change, social justice, but that very basic concept in that mission statement of improving the quality of life for the community is the lens through which I look at all of the programming, and is connected to my background in social change, in the sense that we do try to identify what are the problems that our community faces. And we can see social isolation is a big one, especially in rural communities. Different groups not ever meeting each other. So some of our programs focus on children and elders being part of programs together. And then not having access to the arts. So some programs that aren't even listed on here, we're going out and doing theater residencies for free in the elementary schools. And we're partnering with Bells Falls Senior Center to offer arts classes there for free. So trying to make the arts accessible and meet people where they're at. So it's definitely a deep driving piece of what I'm trying to do. Yeah. That
So
answers your question.
I see a lot of music programs. Is that?
Yeah.
How did that come?
How did that happen? So I guess I'll start by just saying there's a lot that isn't exactly on our program list, because for example, we do these theater residencies that are in the school. And that's a huge piece of what we're doing right now, but it's not a class, so you wouldn't even know.
Oh, yeah, okay. But describe what is a theater residency. Does that mean you're going Do you go into the school?
No,
or
I don't. We hire a teaching artist, a theater professional, and they're going into the Saxons River, Bellows Falls Middle School, and Westminster Elementary School.
Wow.
And they're going for 1 week, and they meet with the teacher, a 3rd through 6th grade teacher, and figure out a theme that they're working on in the class, and then it's a 1 week residency, and they kind of do a theater piece around that theme.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea is using theater for social emotional development, deepening the concept of like helping the teacher do their job,
Right.
not adding to the teacher's job,
Mm-hmm.
but giving another lens for how a human being can learn about anything. And theater is a really cool technique for that.
Just what would an example of? I'm like,
Sure.
what would you do? Like
Yeah.
have a little play, or do they sing a song?
They're mostly doing theater games. So
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to think the theme that I saw at the Saxons River Elementary School. I'm going to forget what it was. It was like perseverance or advocating for yourself, something like that.
So they act a part then?
No, so there's all these. I'm not a theater person. I went to the final. No, it's a great question. I went to the final performance, and it was a showcase. So they play these games like Machine. So one person pretends they're a piece of the machine, and another person comes up, and then they add on. It's like improv
They
a little
build
bit, and they build something. But each person had to make decisions and use like self-awareness or something that attached to that basic concept of the theme. I don't know if I'm
No, I
answering
know
your
you. That's very
question.
good. That's good.
So teaching skills, but in a fun setting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
A different learning
hopefully.
environment.
And right, the final performance for Saxons River got to be at Main Street Arts, which was nice. The whole
Right,
school
the
walked
theater.
down.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
so that was really sweet. So programmatically, we're mostly focusing on music, theater, and then our creative aging is another huge program that we're doing.
What does that mean?
Creative aging, man, you're making me realize I
I
feel
know.
like we're doing a lot.
You are
Tired now. You're gonna have to go and you have to take the rest of the day off.
Creative aging is essentially doing arts programming with people over the age of 60. And there's quite a bit of research and funding in the state of Vermont around it right now, because they've found that elders, when they engage in arts activities in community, they have improved memory, cognitive function,
Oh, I believe
and overall health and wellness.
Because they're making connections.
Exactly.
They're forced to kind of get out of their routine,
Right.
think outside the box of what their norm is. Like they might be doing drawing per se, and they've never done it
Exactly.
in their lives.
Exactly.
But,
Exactly.
you can teach an old dog new tricks. Apparently, that
You can.
You can.
Yes. Yeah. So in that program that will run like January through July, and we have 7 different classes in that. That's there's going to be a bookbinding, printmaking, learn to draw, make a mosaic. I'm going to teach a group singing class. There's going to be a theater play class, and then a women's storytelling class.
Nice.
So, and then with that, I should say we have a free lunch every Tuesday. So the classes are before or after the lunch, with the idea that people could come, spend the day at Main Street Arts, take a class, have lunch, hang out with their classmates, take another class.
So
Go
creating
home.
connections.
Exactly. That's what we're truly trying to do.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that because I think that the pandemic hit everybody hard, but it
Yeah.
certainly hit organizations such as Main Street Arts
Very
and
hard.
different,
Yeah.
kind of community connection organizations.
Yeah.
And now you have to kind of start over.
Exactly.
But we learned exactly how important those connections are and were.
Yeah,
And there's
exactly.
I think that's probably why there's more funding,
Yeah.
because the reality was we have to keep isolation just doesn't bode well for any of us.
No.
And so if we can create connections and entities that foster connections,
Exactly.
and that's extremely valuable to,
Right,
to keeping
right.
your mission of keeping the community vibrant.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
I have 2 different questions, I guess. So one was,
Yeah.
how did you get here? You had focus groups or something like that?
Ooh,
And my
yeah,
second question is,
yeah.
maybe you want to go through specific programs so that people know.
Sure,
And
yeah.
I'll give you the choice of which you'd rather approach.
Ooh, maybe I can try to do both.
Good.
I'll try. We did do some like focus groups at the very beginning of last year to find out what types of things
Yeah,
folks are
people-
interested in. And then sometimes we just try things and see if it fills, you know, and then you learn. You learn from it. So everything's a mix between we did it, I'd say, more formally for the creative aging. We did a formal like listening project, and then same for theater. We got a theater advisory group, and they informed us on what types of programs would serve us. Music has been kind of my excitement, and I've mostly made these things up. I hope that people want to do them with me, so I can go through them. And this is not entirely true. 2 of these programs have been here before me. So the string band started during Mary Hepburn's time 35 years ago, and it's the one program that has just stayed. And
Now, I'm sorry, I always interrupt
no,
you.
not at all.
The string band, is that the band that plays on 4th of July?
Yes.
That's
the string band. Yeah. They're wonderful. They're a drop-in class. They meet on Wednesdays. $10 a session. And then we have children's chorus, which is led by Valerie Kosignar, and it has, I think, 26 children in it right now.
Wow.
It is so wonderful. It's so joyful. So that's on Wednesdays. We have a monthly open mic. And the children's chorus has been going on for a long time. The open mic has been really fun, and that's the 4th Friday of every month from 7 to 9, and that has been just a surprise of how successful it has been. And really talented people popping out of the woods who have things to share, you know?
And is that upstairs in the stage?
Upstairs, yeah. And we sell baked goods and have, wine by donation. And it's a really cool community event.
Is it singing and playing, and is it any form of self-expression?
We call it originals and traditionals.
Okay.
The idea being something you made or something that's a traditional, which is like from the public domain. So sometimes it gets funky if you're doing like a cover song of someone else, then you copyright things and get a little weird. So we call it originals and traditionals, but it can be storytelling, it could be fiddle playing, it's a lot usually of songwriters.
Nice.
And then before that, some folks from the open mic wanted to do a songwriter's circle, which is more an opportunity for people to get together and share things they're working on and get some feedback. So that we just started, and that has been really, really fun. Red Tent Singers is a women's singing group that I run on Monday nights, and it is, so fun. These are they're fun. They're fun. Yeah, and all about creating connection through music. The ukulele class just started this fall, and
the ukulele has become popular again.
Ukulele is like a resurgence. I know. And we have, we're lucky because there's a man named Stu Fuchs who is really like world-renowned ukulele player, and he lives in Westminster West, and so he teaches that class. And
Mike's taking notes. He's going to learn to play the ukulele.
he is an incredible, if you Google ukulele, he's one of the first teachers that comes up.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, he's a really neat guy. So that's happening.
I've never had musical talent. So.
You don't need to have it. You don't even need to. Murder by the Book is a play that Sam Howard from the library is putting together. And this is actually, they're going to perform it in January. This flyer says November. And then the Gallery Lounge is we really changed. If you've ever been in Main Street Arts, the front room is like a gallery.
Yes.
And we were doing formal exhibits, but we've changed that now to be more casual. So we have some furniture, a meeting table, and then local artists art
nice.
around. That's going to change every 3 months. But we want the public to come in and use that space kind of as like a hangout, have a meeting there, host a little event. So it's a free open space for the public to use. It's open Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays from 12 to 3. Yeah. So I
I
think
think there's another page.
do you want me to go through all of
Oh,
this?
yeah.
We have about 3.5
Okay.
minutes, 3.5 minutes left.
Okay,
So
I can
I mean,
summarize.
what are your favorites?
My favorites. Well, there's
Oh, man,
there's
arts
dance
and
on
teen tango.
Thursdays. There's tango on once a month on Fridays. There's some really superb tea parties that we have as fundraisers, and they are not like a joke. They're like the 3-tiered thing with all the baked goods. So they're a little pricey. They're $35 a ticket, but they are worth it. And
Where do you do those? Are they in the
at Main
lounge?
Street Arts
Yeah.
in the art room in the
Oh,
back.
okay.
Yeah.
which is finished now, correct? That
Which
was
is
a- That was
finished.
a project that would be
Yeah.
a big project.
Yeah, it was a big project, but we did it. Yeah. And these last 2 events, Yule Fest, you folks might know it is just a community event that Saxons River does, but we're going to have a concert for the children's chorus, the ukulele group, and the women's chorus.
Nice.
Oh, nice. And around Yule Fest at the same time.
During Yule Fest.
that's awesome.
Yeah. And then we have a family, the string band's going to do a dance for families November 8th. So we got plenty going on.
Yeah, you do. That's amazing.
Literally something for everybody.
Yeah, that's what we're
There's
aiming for.
It sounds like there's no preconceived need for being specifically talented in any one specific area because it's just
No.
about connection.
It's just about connection. Yeah. Yeah. Showing
if
up
you're
and
a really good
connecting.
singer, you're just in the back of the chorus. Not
Yeah,
would
exactly.
You're singing the harmonies.
Yes.
It's about having fun. Having fun, meeting people, and art is the mechanism to get there.
Great.
Yeah.
Are there any programs that you like have a vision for and you just haven't tried yet, or you're waiting for that to kind of come to you?
Oh, that's a very dangerous question with a short amount of time. I have
Okay.
many visions.
Okay, well, we'll have to have you back for that. The
Yes,
visions of
yeah,
students.
yeah.
Yes,
But
yes.
I'm excited about what we've got going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we've got like 10 teaching artists. So a lot of cool people involved making these things happen.
I would hope that you would think about coming back,
I would love to.
and maybe
Yeah.
maybe we could feature the artists. We could come out and do a little, a little video.
Yeah,
You
that's
could
a
come
good
and talk with them. They could be
Cool.
guests too. Maybe you could be guests
Yeah.
together. That would be fun.
That would be super fun.
So
I'd love
where
that.
can people find that PDF? Is it on your website?
All of these events are on our website. The best place to find things is on our website on our calendar under the About section. But all this information's on the website, and then
That's
these
just
PDFs,
mainstreetarts.org.
mainstreetarts.org, and then these flyers. We've got plenty. They're all over the community. Yeah.
And if people have questions, they can still call Main Street Arts, right?
They can call Main Street Arts. They can email info@mainstreetarts.org.
Okay, and the Main Street Arts number is 802-869. They actually still have a phone. 869-2960. You can't really always call people much
No, you
anymore.
can't.
Well, you can.
We do
yourself.
respond quicker to email,
Yeah,
but you can call us.
perfect. Well, thank you so much
Yes.
for coming.
Thank
you.
you,
This
Ashley.
just sounds amazing.
Yeah.
It sounds
All
like
right.
what Main Street Arts was. So,
Okay,
thanks
that's
so
it for
much.
this week. We'll see you next week on the feed.
bye, community.
Local news, politics, business, sports, arts, music. Mike and Marty on the feed.